Welcome, everybody, to the Veterans Gaming Podcast. My name is Kevin. Tonight, I'm bringing you another episode of my Aaron Glenn New York Jets Madden franchise rebuild. This is going to be part two of my 2027 offseason. As I had stated in my last video, this will more than likely be my last season doing this particular Madden franchise rebuild. What I'll probably end up doing is either going and I'll play another game or I'll do the I'll stay on Madden 25. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the current roster at least until Madden 26 comes out. So that's uh that's the plan for now. For those of you that are really been enjoying my show, you can donate if you'd like to my Cash App, and I've got the name of the Cash App in in the chat if you want to go ahead and donate to the show. So, and if you do appreciate it, also like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 viewers. All right, so what we're looking at on the screen here is the current playoff picture. So in the AFC Championship game, you've got Kansas City. They'll be hosting Pittsburgh. This matchup happened about two seasons ago, if I remember correctly. And then in the NFC, the defending Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. They look like they're going to be around for a while. They beat the brakes off of us. I want to say in Week 6 to make us fall to 1-5. They'll be playing the upstart Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers have come out of nowhere this year, and they've won two very close playoff games by an identical score of 27-24. First over the Detroit Lions, and then against the Seattle Seahawks. So I'm ready to rock and roll and start doing some trades and start doing some more college scouting and what have you. So let's take a quick look and see who my some of my fa- some of my favorites are. This young man, Brad Fitzpatrick, is probably going to be my first round pick out of Alabama. 6'4", 240-pound middle linebacker. Let's take a look at his notes. He's physical, gives bone-crushing hits, savvy defender, has a motor, tries to rip the ball away from runners. He's got elite acceleration, solid jumping and solid speed, and great strength. What I like, play recognition is an A, and hit power is an A as well. But what I really need is, I think one of my biggest problems, other than not generating enough sacks, is my wow, my linebackers can't seem to cover anybody. So that's a problem. That's a problem. And my defense this year was beyond horrible. Yeah, I was number one versus the run, but versus the pass, 32nd, and then we gave up the most points in the league as well. It was just an absolute nightmare this season. Matter of fact, let's take a look at let's see what the stats are. And let's look more at team stats. Well, let's go with individual stats first. Look at this. Taylor Felix, I think he might have broken the record for most passing yards in a season. Uh, let me let me Google that just a second. Most passing yards in a season in Jets history. I think he might have broken the record. I didn't say Judge, I said Jets. Sometimes this voice thing is just a pain in the ass. Okay, so he broke the Taylor Felix breaks the record that has stood since 1967, 4,108 yards. So, but the interceptions, 20 interceptions, that has to come down. Had a rough first week. There was a couple of games there where he threw three picks. The 24 touchdowns, I think, will get better. So, got sacked 13 times. Okay, I thought it was less than that. Now, as far as rushing, Braylon Allen led the league in rushing, 1,376 yards, 24 touchdowns. A wonderful season. Garrett Wilson, look at that, 16.3 yards per reception, 101 receptions. And Ted McMillan, very close to 1,000 yards. And Darnell Washington had a real good year. So did Tyler Conklin as well. So we need to get look at Malachi Corley, only one reception the whole year. No. So I want to keep Gordon Shepard. I'm definitely thinking about trading Malachi Corley. Let's see, blocking. Steve Rogers gave up a sack. Broderick Jones too. Simpson and Fashanu. But honestly, you really didn't notice. And I bet you a lot of those 13 sacks that were given up were in that early part of the season where, like I stated, we struggled and we had a 1-5 start. So the offensive line was a strength. Defense, that's a whole other. Let's see, the leading tackler, leading solo tackler was Jaden Hicks. When your secondary has the most amount of solo tackles, I think that's a problem. He also had the most assists along with Brian Cook. Yeah, see, Jaden Hicks by far leading the team in tackles along with McKinstry and Marshall. So look at that. Our secondary, they were the leaders in tackles along with Aaron Morton. So we need the front seven. We need to see more tackles. Uh, Quincy Haynes, the rookie out of Ohio State, was a absolute bright spot for the team. Okay, let's take a look at who had the most sacks. Again, we had a ton of sacks in the season before, but no double-digit sack guys. So, yeah, Will McDonald had 9, but this is where I'm happy with Mikael Williams in the last, like I said, in the last 4 games he had a sack in each game. So I think this young man can really come on. Unfortunately, Will McDonald got hurt. Kool-Aid McKinstry 5 interceptions. Jason Marshall Jr. had 3. Disappointing for Aaron Morton. He's on the clock. I might trade him. So our defense was absolutely horrible. Let's look at the team stats. Okay, let's look at well, look at this though. On offense for total yards, we were by far and away the number one offense. Wow. Look at the gap between us and the Chiefs. This is total yards right here. We had 2,000, we had almost, yeah, we had 2,500 more total yards than Kansas City. But of course, Kansas City and Buffalo made the playoffs. We didn't. So that's all that matters. So again, that shows you that our offense is not the problem. Well, I'm sorry, that's total yards period. I guess this goes for offense and defense, I guess. But look at our offense still. Still the most total yards this season. Passing yards, sixth. We were sixth in passing yards throughout the season. And then far and away, number one, number one rush offense. Then we were third in the league in points per game, 30 points a game. Let's see, passing touchdowns. That's where we stunk it up. We're in the bottom. We were in the bottom 10 in passing touchdowns. Now, as far as rushing touchdowns, we were number one in the league. Number one in first downs as well. So our offense was uh our offense was legit. So there's no need to change the offense. The only thing that I would try to do to try to better the offense, I'm probably gonna trade DeAndre Swift, and I'm probably gonna trade Malachi Corley. So that's what I'm looking at. Offensive line is not a problem, and I'm gonna stick with Taylor Felix as quarterback. Now comes a problem right here. This defense. Let's see, total defense. See, whatever. I guess this means the total yards given up. Yeah, by far worst defense in the league. Total yards given up. Us and the Saints. And I can't believe we were that bad against the Saints on defense. Pathetic. That ended up costing us, giving up 38 points to the Saints. And then passing yards, we were worst in the league, tied with the Cardinals. We gave up over 4,000 passing yards. Now, as far as rushing yards go, we were eighth in most rushing yards allowed, but we were a lot better last season. We were number one. We didn't even give up 1,000 rushing yards on defense. And then here's the other one: points. Gave up 565 points. Just horrible, horrible, horrible. I'll show you a little later on in our schedule the amount of 30-point games we were giving up at least. Okay. Now, as far as sacks, okay, we were not as bad as I thought. We got 48 sacks. So we were second in the lead to Carolina. I think we might have had a little more bit more sacks than last season, but I want to see more. I want to see more sacks come next season. So my goal is to have 50 sacks. We didn't force. Let's see. Okay, we were in the top 10 in fumbles forced. The Cowboys had the most interceptions. We had the most interceptions, I believe, last season. Okay, so we were in the top 10 in interceptions. So there's bright spots on the defense, but my gosh. Let's see, third down conversions. Okay, we're at pretty much at the top of the league in third down conversions. But we did have a lot of third down attempts, so we were on third down a lot. The percentage, we're not in the top there. Fourth down conversions, we converted. Yeah, I was going for it quite a bit on fourth down. I had to. Some of that was not, some of that was stupid though. On my part, obviously most fourth down attempts. The Chiefs, they converted all of theirs. So props to them. I didn't attempt any 2-point conversions. Red zone efficiency. I'm gonna assume it's on the offense. Yeah, we look at the attempts in red zone. 89. We had the most touchdowns in the red zone, and we were top 10 in field goals. So our red zone efficiency. Let's see, what was our red zone efficiency? 53% in the red zone. That's got to be better as well. It's got to be better. Whatever this defensive trips is, touchdowns allowed. 45 touchdowns allowed in the red zone. That's a problem. Most field goals, I can deal with that, but my goodness. So, our defense needs a lot of work. Here's one of the bright spots. 16 penalties the entire season for 105 yards of total penalties. So, look at the gap between us and the Titans. Let's see who was the most penalized team, the Broncos. So I'm sure that probably cost them the playoffs. But that's a positive. Turnovers. Turnover differential, yeah. Too many giveaways. We have by far the most amount of the most giveaways, most interceptions as well, fumbles lost. What is this? Takeaways. We were top 10 in takeaways, but defensive interceptions, top 10, but we need more. Had 5 fumble recoveries. Need more. So yeah, that's it. Our defense ended up costing us the playoffs. Cut and dry. Okay, let's see, are there yearly awards in? All right, MVP Patrick Mahomes with 50 passing touchdowns. Coach of the year, Andy Reid of the Chiefs. No surprise. All right. For offensive player of the year, Khalil Shakir with 24 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson didn't make the top 10, finishing eighth. Defensive player of the year, Will McDonald at number 7. But I'd like to get my hands on a couple of these guys right here, if possible, to bolster our team. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Lance Walters of the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm surprised I don't have a Jets player on here. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Bruce Basley of Tennessee. Best quarterback, obviously, Patrick Mahomes. Best running back, we got an award here. Braylon Allen of the Jets led the league in rushing. Best wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, finishing in sixth. Look at Rashid Rice and Xavier Worthy, just unstoppable for Kansas City. Best offensive lineman, Trey Smith. But look, Joe Tippmann finishing second. You've got Kendrick Green eighth. Nick Harris, who's the backup center. That's interesting. Number 9. Carter Warren, the backup, 10th. Oh, okay, that's kind of weird. Best defensive lineman, Jermaine Johnson finishes eighth. Miles Garrett. Look at that, Quinnen Williams, who we traded away. Okay. Let's see, Trayvon Walker. Okay. I'm just kind of looking at what we could trade for. Max Crosby, Nick Bonito, TJ Watt, Will McDonald, finishes fourth. That injury against Buffalo, that hurt too. He was out for the season. Best cornerback, Marlon Humphrey. Okay, we got Jordan Battle, Aaron Carmichael. Okay, Kool-Aid McKinstry, top 10. Had a rough first half, but made up for it. Best kicker, Andres Borregales, finishing 10th, and this is in the AFC. by the way. Let's look at the NFC. Puka Nakua, Offensive MVP Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson, setting the sack record, Defensive Player of the Year. DeMarcus Lawrence, man, I try to get him from the Cowboys, having a great first season with the Panthers. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Avery Johnson. I think he's a quarterback of the Rams. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Matayo Iugualele from Minnesota. Okay. Best quarterback, Jordan Love of the Packers. Best running back, Josh Jacobs of the Packers. Best wide receiver, obviously, Puka Nakua. Best O lineman, Ryan Bates. I think the Jets got him in real life, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, good. Best defensive lineman, Aiden Hutchinson, obviously. Yaya Diaby of the Buccaneers. We also got Zach Braun and Josh Sweat, Philadelphia, just absolutely loaded. Loaded. Best defense, Travis Hunter of the Cowboys, along with Deron Bland. Great secondary. Hey, I'm glad we were able to beat him last game of the year. Jake Moody of the Commanders and Chad Ryland, best kickers, and I guess in the NFL. Okay, you just got the MVP and the Coach of the Year. Look at Drake May, finished eighth in MVP voting for the Patriots. All right, so that sums up the stats. All right, let's okay, let's go ahead and finish up the year, and that way I can start looking at well, actually, let me take a look at the free agents. We got Joe Mixon. That's interesting that Joe Mixon's a free agent. Cam Akers, Marshawn Lloyd. I've never heard of Marshawn Lloyd. Got Josh Newton. Oh, who's he? He's out. He's 33. Can you see any young? Okay, he's hurt. Caleb Johnson. Junior Wiggins. He's a slot guy though. Uh, Savon Jones. So these are guys that are free agents. Okay, let's just look at who the top. Look at who the top. Hold on. No, no, no. Let's look at who the top free agents are. So Joe Mixon is the top guy. Joe Bitonio, Cam Hart. Oh, look at this Blake Corum, the guy from Michigan. Well, Amik Robertson got like a Bryce Hall by Benjamin St. Juice. Brandon Stevens, isn't that ironic that he's here? Cameron Mitchell. Okay, Cedric Tillman. Let's take a look at I'm not interested in I'm not interested in Joe Mixon. Okay, let's look at wide receivers. Let's see who the fastest wide receiver would be. Okay, we got this Chris Sloan, 95 speed. Okay, both of these guys fit the scheme, and they're young guys. Okay, and looks like this Stewart guy looks like he's a little better than Chris Sloan. Okay, I may have found something here. Spectacular catch, short route running, medium route. Not as good as in the deep route, but with that speed, it shouldn't matter. Release, jumping is great. Ball carriers, you can trucking is better. Spin move. And this Raheem Stewart's a better run blocker. And he's real good at kick returns too. Stamina's good. Yeah, how about them Knicks up 2-0 against the Celtics? I got nothing to say. I'm gonna hold Jalen not Jalen Brown. I'm gonna hold Jason Tatum accountable. He cost the Celtics both games, taking too many threes in the first game. And then in the second game, I don't know what he was doing at the end. He had the right idea in the possession prior, taking it to the rack and scoring, but that last possession, unacceptable. If the Celtics can win game three, I think they'll start rolling again. It may hurt the Knicks that it's a 3-day gap between game two and game three. Possibly that might hurt the Knicks, but we'll see. If the Knicks can win game three in Madison Square Garden, you can stick a fork in the Celtics. Al Horford hasn't been playing well. Looks like I think he's on his last legs. So we'll see. Let me take a look and see what's going on in the Indiana Cleveland game. I know Cleveland was putting it on Indiana a little bit earlier. Yeah, that's over. They're up 16, and Rick Carlisle gets a T. So you can forget about Indiana tonight. They had a chance to really put the nail in the coffin on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah, Al Horford not good. I'll agree with that. So I think he needs to retire, and I think the Celtics need to start looking at getting a new big man. Okay, now I'm gonna try to catch the end of the Oklahoma City Denver game. I'd love for Denver to win. I know Oklahoma City beat the brakes off of Denver in the second game, but they have no answer for Nikola Jokic. All right, so let's advance to the Pro Bowl. We'll skip that. We'll go to the straight to the Super Bowl. Oh, let's see who's going to the Super Bowl. Okay, it's another rematch. Kansas City against Philadelphia. So the two number one seeds. Kansas City barely beats Pittsburgh in the AFC title game, 31-29, and then the Eagles rather comfortably beat the upstart Carolina Panthers 28-14. We'll see as far as the Pacers go. Let's see the Pro Bowl. Let me look at some prospects real quick. Arch Manning is going to be the number one pick. I've got 10 draft picks in this upcoming draft. Let's view the Pro Bowl roster. Okay, we got Jordan Love and Josh Allen. For the AFC, obviously Patrick Mahomes is the MVP, but he's in the Super Bowl. So it's going to be Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, CJ Stroud, Jacobs, Braylon Allen of the Jets. So we did get a Pro Bowl in there. Whoever this K Walker the third is, have no idea who he is. Najee Harris, then Ashton Genty, and whoever this Taylor guy is. Hey, I got another Pro Bowler. I got a fullback as a Pro Bowler. Stool. My fullback made the Pro Bowl for the Jets. Nakua and Shakir. Shakir, 24 touchdowns for Buffalo. Then Cortland Sutton. And then Garrett Wilson is wide receiver number 3, along with Ayuk from the 49ers. CeeDee Lamb and Tank Dell. Okay, Mark Andrews and Schultz. Then for the AFC, Laramie Tunsil. Let's see, you've got Tristan Wirfs on the NFC, whoever that Slater guy is. Okay, so no Jets. Linderbaum, Connor McGovern. Wow, he's second team AFC in the Pro Bowl. Werner, who Miners. Okay, so no, we had a great offensive line, but no offensive lineman in the Pro Bowl. That's what. Panay Sewell. I think Panay Sewell's gonna end up in the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna keep it real with him. Okay, and then got Trayvon Walker, Russo, Miles Garrett. Like I said in the last episode, Miles Garrett he had 18 sacks for the Cleveland Browns, but the Cleveland Browns finished 0 and 17. Unreal. I think I can get. I'm gonna try to get Miles Garrett. I mean, even if it's for 1 year. And then you've got Ethan Burke, man, he's good. He's good. Along with Hines Allen. Quinnen Williams made the Pro Bowl for the Patriots. Maybe I should not have made that trade, but we'll see what happens with Michael Williams next year. Then whoever that T. Williams is. Uh, the Mason Graham that's with the Dolphins, he made the Pro Bowl, not my Mason Graham. Okay, Max Crosby, Nick Bonito. Man, I probably should have took Bonito because the Broncos offered me like 45 picks. Well, they wanted like 45 picks, but I didn't want to do that. And then that Jack Campbell guy as well, middle linebacker. Uh, okay, Okereke from the Commanders, Omar Spates, Yaya Diaby, okay, Highsmith, okay, Oluakin, Travis Hunter and Marlon Humphrey, Carmichael. Yeah, nothing, no, definitely no Pro Bowlers on the defense, as ungodly awful as my Jets defense was. Also, I'm gonna get a new microphone in the next couple of days, so I should hopefully sound better. All right, let's go. Let's see. Okay, I did get a Pro Bowler on my defense, Jaden Hicks, who I got from Kansas City. He is a Pro Bowler for the Jets. So we got what, four Pro Bowlers? Obviously Garrett Wilson, Braylon Allen, Brenning Stool, the fullback, and Jaden Hicks. Okay. All right. So there's the Pro Bowl roster. Okay, so let's advance. And then I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be right back with the rest of this episode here on the Veterans and Gaming Podcast. Okay, I'm back here on the Veterans Gaming Podcast. The- Again, if you want to donate, if you really like what's going on here, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So Like, comment, subscribe, join the chat if you want to donate to my Cash App. It's in the chat. $ Veterans Gaming 25. If you really like what you're watching. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the Super Bowl. But before that, let's go to managed staff. And I've been neglecting the player personnel part, not this part here. Let's see player personnel talents. Let's see offensive development, defensive coordinator talents. They cost 10% less, whatever that means. Okay, I've got 55 points here. Okay, the XP gains for defensive tackles. Ah, gotcha. Okay, I see where this is going. And then oh, that's it. Let's see. All players on your team count as scheme fits during training, but let's go to player personnel here. Because I mean, trades 5% discount on trades on players older than 30, 2% trade discounts on draft CPU draft picks, 2% trade value. I can't get that because excuse me, I have to get this part here. Okay, mentors. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. Increased likelihood of left and right guard signing through free agency. I probably should have had some kind of defensive stuff here. Uh, let's see, increasing likelihood of 5% discount on players under 80 on a re-sign. Increased likelihood of defensive tackles signing. Increased likelihood of left and right ends signing through free agency. Increased likelihood of cornerback. I got 55 points. Let's see, what do I do here? I'm not a real big fan of getting trade players over 30. And like I said, my offensive line is not a problem. Hometown discount, giving up a lot there. What I really need is probably need a left or right end. So let's go with that. And let's corner the market. And then what do we got here? Left and outside linebackers. Unlock one player and resigning who is not interested in negotiating once per season. 5% discount. Geez, that's a lot I'm giving up for that. Uh, let's uh let's go with signing a cornerback in free agency as well. So let's improve that. Okay, so now let's go back to the Super Bowl, and then really that's when the off season. It's when the off season really begins because I can start doing trades. But let me upgrade players, and then I'm gonna go to improve team, and then we'll kind of take it from there. Braylon Allen. Let's, let's give him run through people using. Man, this guy's a stud, bro. So let's go with the power back upgrade. He's a 90 overall. Okay, so that's good. I've already reviewed the yearly awards. There's only so much more scouting I can do. So, like I said, we're going to have the 18th pick. And so, what we're looking at with the 18th pick, I don't want Orlando Newman. I want to get that linebacker from Alabama. And if I have to move up, I'll do so. But I need coverage linebackers. That's been that's been my biggest issue. Okay, this is the mock draft 3. And so it's this guy right here. Who is this Duke Greenwood out of Buffalo? Problem with him is he lacks the discipline part. But I've been disappointed. I've been very disappointed with Aaron Morton, so I might just go ahead and number one rank change. Great stamina as well. Aaron Morton gets hurt too. I'm not interested in Freddie McNeil. Then you got Jose Minor out of Buffalo as well. Shows good discipline. He can catch. But look at the injury right there, F. That I can't draft him. I'm not drafting anybody who gets injured like that. Okay, shows good discipline, hit power, play recognition. I can take a B. I'll take a B in man and zone coverage, but you know, Nick Bolton and Sherwood, they just not it. They're just not it as far as coverage. Okay, so let's see. So Kansas City and Philadelphia in the Super Bowl 3 years after their second matchup. Okay, now let's get this offseason started. And this is where the work is about to begin. Okay, here Kansas City. Kansas City won the Super Bowl. No, Philadelphia won back-to-back Super Bowls. Let's go back. Okay, they beat the Chiefs again. This 2024, obviously Kansas City did not three-peat, unfortunately for them. Philadelphia took it to them, and then Baltimore beats Detroit in 2025. So that would have been the Lions' second straight Super Bowl loss. And then Philadelphia beats Baltimore by a point, costing the Ravens the repeat. And how about this? They hang on and they beat the Chiefs for the second time around. Okay. So Philadelphia will now try to three-peat next year. Justin Tucker, who got released by the Ravens, and here he's retiring. And look at that, DeMarcus Lawrence retiring. Wow. Stephon Diggs retiring. Chris Jones retiring. Eagles win the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, 4 touchdowns in that Super Bowl loss. Uh, Puka Nacua, Offensive Player of the Year. Max Crosby, Defensive Player of the Year. I want to take a look at this. Oops. Let me look at this. Uga. I was kind of intrigued by him in the draft, but I really didn't seriously pursue him. But he ended up winning Rookie of the Year out of Oregon. Okay. I need a young stud to go with Michael Williams. All right. And then we've already looked at the season awards. So another ring for Jalen Hurts. Mock draft four. We're like I said, we're picking 18th. Uh, that's crazy how you don't see Arch Manning here, but whatever. So we're picking 18th. Okay, then you've got obviously Brad Fitzpatrick, but also Kadeem Mason. But he's like a day three projection guy, so I could get him later. I'm not drafting him in the first round. Shows good discipline, not great strength, but no big woo. He can catch. He's aware. Great in zone coverage. He's top notch. Okay, he could work out, but I'm not picking him in the first round. Shows good discipline. Okay, okay. B in man and zone coverage as well. Okay. You see how it says left outside linebacker B minus and middle linebacker A minus, bro? No weaknesses, and I need to get better at right end. I got to make trades basically. So let's forget this. What's the next week's gonna say? It's gonna say re-sign players, which you know I'm not. Okay, it's not time for trades yet. Manage staff. Okay, so let's go to the 27 retirements. Let's see any Jets retiring. Let's take a look. No. Okay. So let's go across the NFL. Okay, Blake Cashman, Justin Tucker, wow, Demarcus Lawrence. What a great season he had too. And Stephon Diggs. So they both went to Carolina, had really good seasons. Got to the NFC title game. So it ended up being a good thing that I didn't try to get Demarcus Lawrence. Okay, Matt Milano done. Evan Ingram, Gardner Minshew retires. DeForest Buckner, DJ Reader, Joe Thuney, Chris Jones. So those are going to be two tough losses for Kansas City. Ronnie Staley for the 0-17 Browns. Ugh, tough. Okay, Trent Brown, don't really know who that is. Kyle Juszczyk, uh, Michael Dean Lowry, Chidobe Azui retires. Joel Batonio, these guys were free agents. Joe Mixon retires. Okay, so all these other guys, they were free agents. Jack Conklin, Andrew Wiley, Matthew Judon, who played on my team on the Jets in 2026. Uh, Tyler Higbee retires. Mason Rudolph retires. Devon Gottschall, David Andrews. Okay, David Bakhtari. Jadavian Clowney retires. Bradley Bozeman. Okay, John Feliciano. Mitch Morse. Brandon Cooks. Joshua Dobbs. Teddy Bridgewater retires again. PJ Walker. Connor McGovern. Connor McGovern made the Pro Bowl. Okay, so he wants to retire on a high note. Fair to him. Okay, let's go with the new message from the defensive coordinator on offseason workouts. What you got? Let's talk about Jermaine. No, let's talk to Michael Williams. Let me talk to him. Okay, I'll have him reach out to you because I saw some bright spots from him at the end of last season. So I want at least 10 to 12 sacks. Coach, they told me you wanted to talk to me. Yes. What are you focusing on during off-season workouts? Pass rush moves, getting off the blocks, just getting better as a defensive end. What's my response? I want you to work on strength, improving strength, acceleration, and agility. All right? Why? Oh my goodness. Being faster and stronger makes you unstoppable. I don't agree. I'll let you know how much progress I made next season. Oh, great. That sucks. Okay, that conversation went to crap. Press conference, disappointing. Hey, everybody, we didn't make the playoffs. Let's talk about the next few months. What's your plan for the upcoming off season? Let's win the draft. Let's win the draft this year. What does that mean? Draft a sleeper in the fifth to seventh rounds. We'll check back in training camp and see how you did. All right. I'm going to temper the expectations on that one. And before we advance the week, let's upgrade players. And this episode might be a little shorter, and then I will return on Sunday. Okay, these are just a bunch of guys that really ain't going to do anything. So let's just upgrade them, and then we got to go to I have salary cap issues. I've only got, oh, no, no, no. I've got 55 million worth of salary cap. Excuse-moi. But see, re-sign players. Let's go ahead and get a jump start on it. Okay, accept the fifth year option. Burr. That's right. Yeah. Oh man, I might lose both of them. But I'm going to take the option on what? Let's hold on a second. See what else we got here. I might have a. Okay. So let's go ahead and put the fifth year option on Mason Graham. Okay. Chris Jenkins, star player, but he's not coming back. It's probably time to let Jamie and Sherwood go as well. And okay, Malachi Corley by. I want to try to keep Makai Wingo. I do like him. See what we got. Thanks for the offer, but I'm not interested. Okay, so we are struggling here at defensive tackle. Franchise tag. Oh, okay. If that's the case, let me that's a lot of money. But he's been good. So let's see. He's gonna test out free agency and can I franchise tag him? No. No, I'll let him go. And Sherwood's been a good jet, but at this point he's just a backup. I'd rather franchise Makai Wingo and then Nick Harris. Let's Let's try and re-sign him as a backup. Okay, so Nick Harris is going to stay. Okay, Carter Warren. Okay, he's going to stay too. Okay, so the offensive line depth is not. I'll let Browning go. Jai Sanders probably let him go, and I'll let Yatur Matos go as well. Let me try to sign Eichenberg. Okay, so the offensive line depth is good to go. Uh, I'm gonna let, yeah, that's too much money. 1 year, 28.8. Oh, it's the same thing. Ah, man. Ah, man, I probably need to save that money. Let's see what happened with Indiana and Cleveland. Cleveland probably took care of business. I know they were winning. Okay, yeah, they're up 23, so that's a wrap. Oh, man. Let's see. Christian, he doesn't really want to stay. So I guess we lost out on that Brees Hall trade. Probably should not have done that. But that's how it goes sometimes. Malachi Corley kind of wants to stay, but nah. Okay, so that's it. That's all I'm gonna do as far as negotiation. What's my cap room? I got 47 million in cap. I'm not gonna do anything as far as staff moves. Okay, the Dolphins got a new coach. Mike McDaniel got fired. All right, so let's go here. Let's to re-sign players, which I've kind of already got that taken care of. Let's see who's ready to negotiate. Uh, I already negotiated with him. What happened? Okay, now I lost him. Really? What the heck? Okay, Carter Warren is staying. So I lost Harris. I had just re-signed him. Oh, no, 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 not for no backup, not 15 million. You out your mind. Eichenberg. Okay. I lost I'm not gonna re-sign Jenkins. No, that's too much money. All right. All right, here we go. This stage one. I guess it's stage one of free agency. Uh, let's see what we got. Can I do trades yet? Okay, trade center. CC Combine results, which, whatever. Arch Manning, of course. The stud. Okay, Cam Cody. Let's see what is. He can tackle, awareness, power moves. Not good in zone coverage. Let's see. Got Let's go here for a second. Hey, Blue Crab, what's going on? Okay, here we go. Brad Fitzpatrick. Let's see what his skill set is. Okay, he doesn't get injured. Awareness A, play recognition A, hit power A. Yeah, thanks. You can watch the rest of the stream a little bit later when I upload it to YouTube. Uh, I'm not gonna keep Chris Jenkins. I gotta kind of reload the defense again. I'm definitely drafting Larry Bird because you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about with Larry Bird. I'm definitely drafting him. I'm not keeping Makai Wingo either, so I'm gonna let them go. And then I franchise tag Mason Graham. Uh, Malachi Corley's gonna be gone. Well, now that you're tuned in, let me go back and let me show you. Um, well, I think I've already done that. So right now, Mason Graham, Craig Reynolds, who he was disappointing, and then whoever this Richard Osborne guy is, I have no idea who he is. I don't even know if I drafted this guy or I have no idea. I don't know who this is. So we're weak at the defensive tackle position. Right end, Jermaine Johnson, David Walker. I want to see more out of David Walker, but I want to try something here. Lamarcus Cobb, no idea who this is. At left end, this is where I'm kind of hopeful, and I say that Michael Williams, he had a in the last 4 games he had a sack in each game, so I think with some better support on the defensive line, he can really. He was coming on. He was coming on. Elijah Chapman, a capable backup. I don't know who this Jeremy Cofield guy is, and Shamir Hall, no clue. Then left outside linebacker Will McDonald. Unfortunately, he got hurt in that Buffalo game. I think that was something that ultimately cost us as well. Kareem Reed, quite frankly, was not that good, so I need to see some improvement out of him. But I want to get another left outside linebacker. I want to get an impact player. And then Nick Bolton, because Jamie and Sherwood is gone. I'm gonna say goodbye to Nick Bolton because of this. His man coverage, his man coverage at 66 was just no. Right outside linebacker, Jared Verse had a great season, and I think we can get more out of him. Damon Clark and Jalen Walker, they was all good. So right outside linebacker, not a problem really. Aaron Moore, let me see what. Now that we're talking about trade, let's see what. Wait, is he a star? Does he actually have a? Oh, okay. So now he's developing. He's an 86 overall. Ooh, that changes things. He only had one interception all year, but he was hurt too again. That's the thing with him. He gets hurt. Yeah, look at the injury, 42. He gets hurt a lot. If it wasn't for that, he's a leader. That's my issue with him. He gets hurt a lot, and I probably should not have drafted him if I'm being honest with you. And then I'm keeping Marshall for sure. Shut down corner. He's a star player. Yeah, let's look at Jason Marshall. His catching is not great, but he did have a pick six during the year. But he does everything else well. He can tackle. You know, he he does his thing. Look at the injury, 85. He doesn't get hurt. Where's the tackling part in here? I thought there was a tackling. He can, I mean, 72 is not outstanding, but still. But he doesn't get hurt. So that's my issue with Aaron Morton. Kool-Aid McKinstry had a tough first half of the year. But superstar X Factor, I'm glad I traded for this guy. Really came on strong the second half of the year. And should have got a Pro Bowl nomination, in my opinion. This young man, Fentrell Cypress Jr., you definitely need a good backup for Morton. No, I think I want to trade Morton because of the injury thing. Fentrell Cypress, 6 foot out of Florida State. And he don't get hurt either. Not particularly strong. Okay, so let's take a look at Aaron Morton here. Let's go to trade away. Let's start with him. And let's see what offers, if any, I can get. All right, Bears. The Bears will give me Anthony Bradford for a seventh round pick. Uh, oh, okay. Look at this. DeAndre Flynn from Cincinnati. He's 23 years old. Okay, we might be onto something. And I get a fourth rounder next year and a seventh rounder this year, which will give me 11 picks. John Newton. Yes, the Bengals one is outstanding. John Newton, 23 years old. Let me look at the cap hit. The cap hit's not a lot either. John Newton. The Jaguars want to give me Christian Kirk. Nah. And the cap hit is too much. Josh Connerly, a right tackle. I've already got right tackles. Connor Gardner. No. The Patriots, they would give me Devontae Fulton, who's a decent defensive tackle, but no, he's not a star player. Look at the Raiders one. Look at the Raiders. Terrell Bernard. I'd have to look at his stats. That's a big cap hit too, 10 million. I get a third round pick next year, a seventh rounder. The Saints, that's a trash offer. Noah Fant, nah. Jalen Noel, no. Amani Jordan, plus us 2-6 this year, next year. No, he's not a star player. Larry Gallery, nope. The Raiders one is a bit intriguing. It's actually more intriguing than the Bengals one. Well, here's the Bengals one. DeAndre Flynn. Okay, let me go back to the Bengals roster. Now we're gonna have some fun here. Bengals. This way, I don't have to draft a cornerback. Uh, and he fits the scheme. DeAndre Flynn. Let's view his player card. Okay, he's an 81 overall at 23 years old, out of Texas A&M. Okay, man coverage, zone coverage. Man coverage is not that great though. Play. It says he fits the scheme. He doesn't get hurt. He'll never look at the injury. Never gets hurt ever. Whew. Okay. Hit power. He can jump. Where's the tackling? Tackling is 66, which I agree. Let's look at Aaron Morton. What's his tackling? Tackling is 71 for Aaron Morton, so not that much of a difference. But yeah, that injury history. And then let's go to the Raiders roster because we need a middle linebacker. And let's take a look. Who is this? Oh, we got a veteran right here, Terrell Bernard out of Baylor. Look at he can tackle, 87 tackling. Oh, this guy's a that block shedding. The man coverage is shit though. Man coverage is shit. But I'm intrigued by the Cincinnati trade. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. All right, so that's one of them. Let me look at my roster again. Let me see what I can get, if anything, for Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton just, I mean, he's an 89, but good Lord, his coverage skills are god awful. So let's see what the former Super Bowl MVP. Let's see. Denver wants to give us Marvin Mims. Cleveland wants to give us the other Ted McMillan that was on the 0-17 team. Have a nice day. Marvin Mims. No. Um, Cardinals want to give us Michael Wilson. Gee, that's okay. The Chargers. This is an interesting one. Tui, Tui. Yeah, no, not two Tets. No, sir. Tui Pularu. That's an interesting one. I'd have to check his stats. The Colts. Oh, okay. This is an interesting one. The Colts. Latu. But I'm gonna have to. I need to check some stat leaders as well. The Cowboys. They want to give me Danny Covington, and look at all those picks. A second, a sixth, a seventh. Man, they must be dying to get rid of this guy. Wow, they want to give us all those picks for Nick Bolton. Not that we need. The cap hit is low too. Good Lord, I could do a lot with those picks. Man, what are the Cowboys thinking? Because we're going into the 2028 draft. Yeah, bro. Hey, what are the Cowboys thinking here? That's three extra picks I've got in this year's draft. Let me pause. Taloa, I don't need a strong safety. Derek Brown. Yeah, dude must be. He must be a disciplinary headache. The Patriots. Well, ooh, this is interesting because this Eric Brennan played against him, and he's good. He's good. He's good. And I can be done with Aaron Morton. Eric Brennan is good. Let's see, Andrew Rice of the Raiders. Ah, wow, I got some interesting picks here. Dorian Webster, but we don't need a tight end. Ernest Jones Jr., the cap hit is too high. Ty Ross of the Steelers, right tackle. No, I don't need a right tackle. Steve Creighton. No. Okay, I might be able to work with the Patriots here of all teams. Let me look at Eric Brennan. Okay, he's a cornerback. Let's look at Eric Brennan. Man, he's an 87 overall. Let's see. Oh, whoa, this guy's it right here. This guy is it. Look at the dude, this is done. Look, look at the injury. He doesn't get hurt. Look at this though. The block shedding, the tackling is not great, but he's faster than man. I got it. I think I'm gonna do this one right here, dude. What do you think, Blue Crab? I really I and you know, if I get Eric Brennan, you can say I'm trading Morton for sure. I'm trading Morton. This guy's an 87 overall, along with Kool-Aid McKinstry. The run defense is good already, but the pass defense is not great. So I'm gonna have. So think about this. I'm gonna have Kool-Aid McKinstry. I'm gonna have Jason Marshall Jr. and then I'm gonna have Eric Brennan plus a good two good safeties with Brian Cook and then Quincy Haynes. Okay, so Jason Marshall Jr. will be the slot receiver. Eric Brennan is 6'1". This locks up the secondary right here because he's better. He won't hurt run defense. No, he won't. No, I think this will improve our pass defense. And then all I got to really do, the secondary will be the strong suit of this team. But this gives me an opportunity to really work on the defensive line and the linebackers. Yeah, I agree. This is a man. This is it. Let's see what we got here. The Jets pursue? Okay. Yeah, yeah. This is it, bro. Done. Done. This deal is done. Okay, let's go back to my roster. Although it makes sense to get all those draft picks, I'm sure I can. I'm sure. I'm sure I can get something done. All right, Nick Bolton. I mean, where? Let's do that. Let's do that. I mean, yeah, those picks were nice, but let me hope. Let's see. Uh, ah, yeah, he's 90. He's 99. Injury is 99. This is done. This is a done deal. Got it. Good. The Patriots are going to regret. They're going to regret that. The Patriots are going to regret that. I'm telling you. All right, so now we need a middle linebacker. Man, I might be able to get all this taken. Oh, man. Now I got to go ahead and there's no room for Aaron Morton anymore. And Eric Brennan is a year younger as well. And then I'm going to get rid of Emmanuel Forbes, but right now let's get the injury prone Aaron Morton. See what we got. I was here earlier with this Anthony Bradford. Let's see if there's a middle linebacker out there. Julian Spencer, John Newton, Tyreek Stevenson. I have no idea who this Power Eccles guy is. What are the Cowboys thinking? Power Eccles must not be that good. I'll have to check his stats. Deontay Banks, no. The Jaguars, they must really want to get rid of Christian Kirk, but that's too high of a cap hit. Connerly, Garner, Patriots trying to get rid of everybody here. Devontae Fulton, Eric Godwin, Evan Godwin, excuse me. Dominique Noah Fant, Legarius Sneed, no. Larry Gallery, no. Let's see, a 2030 fourth round pick. Let's see. Let's take a look at who is this Evan Godwin? I have no idea who this is. Oh, because of Bernard. I could have got Bernard, but like I said, his man coverage is shit. As a matter of fact, now that we're on that, and I'm about to end the podcast here in a little bit. Let's look at rosters. Let's go to middle. Let's go to NFL, right? And let's go to middle linebackers. And let's see who are the best man coverage middle linebackers. Okay. Who is this? Barrett Carter out of Clemson for the Buccaneers. Okay, he's an 83 overall. He's actually not bad. Ha. Edgerrin Cooper, who I tried to get last season. Okay. All right, let's try with those. And also Jeffrey Bassa of the Saints. He's actually pretty good. He gave us the business against the. Okay, let's go with Edgerrin Cooper because he's one of the. No, no, Barrett. I wasn't gonna get Barrett. What the heck just happened? No, this is not what I needed. Man coverage. Oh, okay. I see what you're thinking. I see what you're saying. Barrett Carter. Let's see. Trade for. They do need a cornerback. Ah, Blue Crab. You're my football soulmate here. Let's try a straight up trade. Man, I might be onto something here. Done. Thank you. Thank you, Blue Crab. Done. Done. I have got the best man coverage linebacker. It was easy as one, two, three. But you know what? Let's see what I can get for it doesn't hurt to try. Edgerrin Cooper. No, that cap hit is enormous. Oh, the cap hit is ginormous. 16 million. I don't want to. Yeah, but hold up. Hold up. Because I'm gonna need a backup linebacker. I might just go ahead and draft a kid from Alabama. He might be the backup, but let's keep it coming here. Edgerrin Cooper. Hey, Jeffrey Bassa is an 82. Yeah, I don't see the Packers doing it, but let's see if we can get the Saints. to bite. Jeffrey Bossa. He has been. You're right. Okay, here we go. What I can give him. Okay, I can give him the first. Okay, we're going into the 2028 season. So here's what we can do. I can give them my first round pick in 2030. So we're talking at least 2 seasons away. And I can get that draft pick back and a fifth rounder. Bro. And he'd be the backup. Well, him and old boy, they can battle. Or I can give him a second round pick this year, a third round, a third rounder, a fifth rounder. So in this year's draft, they'll get a second rounder. They'll get one of my second round picks. I got 10 picks in this draft. They'll get in this year, I can give them my second rounder and a seventh rounder. And then in 2029, a fifth rounder. And in 2030, a third rounder. That kind of makes a little more, that will make a little more sense to me. I don't think I'd let go of a, but what it means is I've addressed the weakness of not having, I'd address the weakness of not having man coverage linebackers. And I'd have two-star middle linebackers battling it out, which uh, which is not a bad thing. Or I've got the guy from Tampa Bay that I plundered, and I can go ahead and draft that kid out of Alabama as middle linebacker. So let me hold off on this. And the cap hit is pretty. It's look at the cap hit. It's nothing. The cap hit is jack. I wonder if they need a wide receiver. Hold on. Oh, that's right. Malachi Corley's gone. I mean, this probably won't work. It won't. Let's go with a draft pick. Not Gary Wilson. No, 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 sir. Let's go with a third round pick. Let's go. Look at all the seventh rounders. I got four seventh rounders. Seventh rounder and a third rounder in 2029. Let's just, for the heck of it. Uh, uh, okay. Let me hold off on that. Now let's go to left outside linebacker, which was a big problem. Micah Parsons. Yeah, buddy. I mean, you're a great player, but I'm not gonna trade for you, my man. All right, let's go with man coverage. My sweet Lord, the best man coverage is on my team, Kareem Reed. Well, I probably had him in the wrong position. Okay, okay. Dakota Grant of the Falcons. Okay. All right. Let's see, Dakota Grant. Because quite frankly, Kareem Reed was disappointing. Hmm. Uh, well, Dakota Grant's better than Corrine Reed. Uh, I mean, it's worth a shot. What would the Falcons want from us? A second rounder, a fifth rounder. The second round is like in 2030. A fifth rounder this year, a seventh rounder next year. Or I can go a third rounder and a third rounder in 2030. Ah, nah, nah. If that's the case, I might as well try for Samuels. Let me go back. Let's see who's Marcus Samuels from the Ravens. Okay, left outside. Let's see what's. Oh, he's a 78 overall. Okay, out of Notre Dame. See, this might work. Okay. Ooh, let's see. This might work. This might work. 2030, first rounder in 2030, a second rounder in 2030, a fifth rounder this year, and a seventh rounder next year. Or I can give up the second rounder this year, a second rounder next year. Basically, I'm giving up a second and a seventh this year, and a second rounder next year. Here, this trade wouldn't kick in till 2030. A first rounder, I'd have to give up my first and second round picks, but he looks like he's a stud. I might want to be safe. I might want to play it safe and give up the second and the seventh rounder this year. Let me see what the counter offer would be. You take that out. This trade would. They'd be over the salary cap. Uh, yeah, that's the pro. Okay, let me give them some. Let me give them a what other? Let me give them a player. They need a receiver. Crap. They'd be over the salary cap. Okay, so this trade here, or let me see what I can get. Let me Nick Bonito. Let's let's crap. Let's put him in there. Just okay. I guess they're not trading him, understandably so. Okay. Nolan Smith. TJ Watt at 33, still one of the sack leaders. Let me see if what would they I guess they're not trading him. Let me go. Let me look at something real quick and then I'll wrap it up. Uh Look at stats, look at player stats. What I'm trying to look at is on defense is this. Oh, no. Go back. Right, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, I need somebody that was like top 10 in sacks. So, Hutchinson 23. Man, Miles Garrett. Good Lord. And he was on the 0-17 Browns. Oh, that's a massive cap hit. They were 0-17 with the other Tech McMillan, with Shador Sanders, who I got rid of. Ironically. Okay, so wow, that's a shame. That's a shame. Max. Okay, Derek Brown, who had 13 sacks for Carolina. Can I get anything for him? Oh, good gosh. No. Yow, yow. I just got Barrett Carter, so I'm not trading for him. No, no, hex no. Hex no. Okay, hex no. Obviously, they're not trading him. Uh, okay, Yaya Diaby, Greg Russo. Okay, let's Trayvon Walker, huh? Out of Georgia. Okay, they're not trading him. Quinn Williams had 11 and a half sacks. Josh Hines Allen, let's see, 31 years old. Okay, they're not trading him. Damn it. Okay, I think I'm about to wrap things up here tonight. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Would we be able to steal him off of Buffalo? Probably not. Yaya Diaby. See, can I get something for him? Nope. Okay, let's go with Russo. Uh, let's see. Nope. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so I got to figure something out because I need more sacks. Also, see. Also, more interceptions. Let's see. Let's see. Marlon Humphrey. My secondary is good. Jordan Cooper. Who is this? Who is this Jalen Carley's for the Colts? Let's see. Okay, they're not trading him. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up for tonight. Thank you to everybody that watched this episode. I'll be back in 2 days. Again, if you want to donate, I will put my Cash App uh, in the link, and that will be $ Veterans Gaming 25. Thank you to everybody that joined me tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the Denver versus Oklahoma City game. So until next time, this has been the Veterans Gaming Podcast. Good night.